boots on today because we're about ready to kick it in gear. Everybody ready to kick in gear? We are round 2, 7 days. 7 days.
It's a leap year.
It is leap year. You have an extra day this month to promote. So it is your job to promote. Hello from Kentucky. Yes, let's do this. Are you excited? Hey guys, if you want to share this with your friends or your team, make sure you swipe from side to side or up or down, depending on what kind of device you have. Yes, leap year week means one more day to be able to make magic happen. And you know what? You don't need a whole lot of time to make magic happen. And we're going to talk about promoting and pushing through and making sure that your month counts for something. How many of y'all are working as hard on the 1st of the month as you are today on the 21st? That's a good question, right? I think that I'm even guilty of that. So I think of the 1st, I think, oh, it's my time to kind of regroup and reorganize, and I start to kind of lose that sense of urgency. We need to make sure that we're keeping that sense of urgency throughout the month, every month, so that way when the 25th comes, guys, and those auto ships all run, then we're pretty much just charted and ready to promote.
It's a matter of filling in the blanks.
It is, and now it's just a matter of filling in the blanks. And so many texts I've gotten today, many messages that Quentin and I have received today, and the overwhelming message or question is, I am charted for diamond, I'm charted for ruby, I'm charted for emerald, I just need more volume. And I love that because you know what? If we have distributors, I'm a firm believer that loyal customers come. So if you have distributors in your organization, then it's super simple to get those loyal customers. And what you need to be doing is a couple of tips here to get that volume toward the end of the month. And then Quentin can share his wise words of wisdom as well. So first and foremost, are you a product of the product? Are you using our products on a daily basis? If not, you should be. And you should be sharing with with your team and with your loyal customers what products you are using every day, every month. We have a brand new product that came out called the Cleanse. And I will tell you what, for me, oh, buddy, it's been a good one for me. I just ordered my second round. I'm about ready to cleanse again. And, you know, for those of that who have followed my Periscope have seen my journey with the Cleanse. And I'm telling you what, the Cleanse definitely is a life game changer for me. Definitely a life changer for me. And so I am reaching out to all of my loyal customers, whether I have placed them or kept them. I am keeping all those organized so that way I can follow up with them and say, hey, you know what? Go and order your Cleanse. Let's get healthy. Let's get all that sludge out of our system so that way when the warmer weather gets here, you're going to feel great, and not only about yourself, but your mind's going to have clarity and you're going to feel amazing. So how do you get that volume? You have to be a product of the product, using products that you're passionate about, that you love. And you have to go back to your loyal customers and ask them how they're liking their products. Customer service goes a long way, guys. So we can't necessarily wait till the last of the month to do that, but I do believe that you can do this in a very short amount of time. So if you haven't done that throughout the month, I do think that you can go now and contact your customers and say, how do you like your greens? You know, I noticed you were ordering, and I noticed you haven't ordered for the last couple of months. Do you realize that you can get loyal customer pricing for life? When you become a loyal customer, you are able to get wholesale pricing for life, for the rest of your life. And so whether you have chosen not to order the last month or last couple months, that doesn't mean that you can't order and get great pricing today. What products did you fall in love with? And oh, by the way, did you know that we have a new It Works system? And did you know that we have a new product in that It Works system called the Cleanse? I don't know about you, but after the holidays, for me, my digestive system really bogs down in sludges. The sludge is just there. Let's get it out. Let's get it out together. And I'm starting this new Cleanse group, and I would love for you to be a part of that. How about you order this Cleanse? How about you order this It Works system? Because it's definitely going to change your life. I've heard remarkable things about it. So reaching out to those customers, making sure that you're going through the depths of your downline to be able to do that. If you've had distributors quit on you, it is what it is. Go to the customers. They're your customers too. Just because you didn't sponsor them doesn't mean that you don't have access. You know what, Quentin? He's always making faces behind me. It doesn't mean that you don't have access to those customers. Those customers are on your team, y'all. Do you realize that? You have to reach out and you have to ask them, provide that customer service and say to them, what are you loving right now? I've noticed you've ordered the Fat Fighters for the last 2 or 3 months. Do you love those? Have you tried the greens? Get customer service in the forefront of your mind, helping people find products that they're going to fall in love with and use from month to month, and that will help your volume. I feel like you're wanting to say something. I have a lot more to say.
I'm just listening. I think people forget that customer service means actually speaking to human beings.
Absolutely.
And you just think that someone tried a box of wraps or someone tried this and they're going to be good forever. And that's not true. People like to have personal contact. And so I think that being in contact with those folks is crucial. So people want to know, well, how do I promote at the end of the month? You need to be talking to people. You need to be speaking to human beings. That includes new people, that includes existing people, and that includes people who may have fallen off the grid a bit. And so what Lori was just starting to say, your organization has multiple layers. Reach down in the depths of those layers. That's still volume. That's still important information. People, what's interesting about this time of year specifically is Valentine's Day is over. That warm fuzzy part of I started my New Year's resolution and all those people have fallen off. Now is an excellent time to go back to people and say, hey, it's still only February. Let's get back, and this It Work system can really change things for you. So it's a good re-system reboot of an opportunity to talk about the It Work system. So we've had that initial 45, 60-day fall off from the people that were doing their New Year's resolutions and have gone away. And
but it's still in their mind. It's still in the back of their mind because, we need a bigger little thing here. So here's the thing. Quentin said to me on the way home from dropping off the kids this morning, gosh, did you realize that, would you say March 20th is the first day of spring?
Yeah, because I said that because it felt like spring. Well, right, that too, but it felt like spring in KC for like last week or so. It's been, we had 75 degrees the other day.
I mean, that's
and then
amazing.
you start like, I got to get the Jeep ready. We're driving the Jeep today, right? I got to get the Jeep ready. It's spring. And then, no, it's not even, we're not like a month away from spring. We're still in the heart of winter. Deep in the heart of winter. And when it went, what is the saying? Like bikinis are made in the winter?
Bikini bodies are made in the winter.
Right.
They are.
Right.
And I think we're still, 20 plus days out from spring, and spring is still going to be a little chilly, guys.
I'd look good in a bikini.
You would look good in a bikini. You would.
I need to do a Periscope in a bikini. I'd look so good.
Heart to that one.
Yeah,
that would be awesome.
Back to tips. Tips how to promote the month in.
So we are still not even spring yet, guys. So we need to make sure that they're encouraging you. Do it. He will do it. I'll promise you. And you're going to love it. So I got to get my mind back right here. You got to make sure that you're going to the depths of your organization. You got to realize that if some of your distributors have given up, your customers haven't given up.
That's right.
So
that's really important.
It's really important to realize just because one person falls off the grid doesn't mean that their customers don't need to be taken care of.
That's right.
If you're their upline, you need to go to those customers and reach out to them and say, you know what? I just want to let you know, I know you were in good hands, but I want to let you know that I would love to help support you. Any products that you've been ordering, how have you been doing with those? Customer service. Find out what they've been loving and what they maybe haven't been loving. If they've been ordering wraps every month and now have 18 wraps in their drawer, they don't need to be ordering wraps. Let's get them on products that they're going to use every month. The greens, the vitals, the omegas, the It Works system if they're looking to lose some weight. Those are products that people are going to fall in love with and use over and over and over again. So I have a really quick little story to tell you, and then we'll round this up with a couple more tips to close out month end. Do you remember, Quentin? I'm putting the Periscope on him now. Do you remember when we were out on a date, and this is like probably me 4 or 5 minutes into the business, and you started using... what product did you start using first?
Greens.
The greens. Okay. And can you give us just a very small testimony on what the greens did for you at the very beginning and why you became a lover of them?
Well, the greens are by far and away my favorite product. I can talk about greens for days, but in the very beginning, I was not supportive. I was not unsupportive. I was just uninvolved. And so, with the first product I probably got interested in was the greens because they're an alkalizer, and I was a ball of stress. And so long story short, I was interested in taking the greens because Lori's like, hey, this may help your stomach. I had a lot of stomach problems, and I didn't believe it because I've tried 1,000 different things for my stomach. And lo and behold, one day I tried it. It did help. It didn't make everything perfect, but it definitely helped. And then after that, I just slowly started using them. And then here we are 4 years later. There will be no product that I will ever go without more than the greens, because it has changed our entire family's health and wellness. Like, I can show you medical bills to prove like how less our family goes to the doctor compared to what they used to. And the only thing that's different is that we take greens in vials. That's it. And so I'm a huge advocate of the greens. It started, I don't know where you're going with this, but it started with the greens because I have a bad tummy because I was stressy.
Okay, so that right there makes you want to get the greens, right? And I can remember having that conversation in the truck. We were actually going to the movies. I kind of have a crazy memory about this kind of thing, but he started using the greens right away and started seeing a lot of great results with his stomach. But we also had in his console in the truck a thing of Fat Fighters. He's also a popcorn lover at the movies, right? And so we want to make sure that we're using those Fat Fighters on those times that we indulge. And so he said to me, long story short was this. He said, you know what, Lori, if you would have never joined this business, somebody would be making money on me because I am a lifelong user of the greens and of the Fat Fighters. So he was a lifelong customer without being necessarily on board at the business. So he already saw the importance of using our products every day. And I love that because I go back to that as a reminder for myself when I'm talking to people that, those products that we use every day are going to be products that people want on auto shipment. They're going to want to not run out of those. They don't want to not have that thing of Fat Fighters in their console when they're going to the movies on Friday night. They're not going to want to not go through a cold and flu season without their greens. Once you started using greens, you're never going to stop, y'all. You realize that? Because they make you feel amazing. And so you've got to be passionate about those products. You've got to have those stories like Quentin was telling you, and you have to share those. So when you're talking to people that say, you know what, I love the wraps, but it's winter now and I have my sweatshirt on, so it doesn't really matter right now. Say, but doesn't it matter how you feel? It does matter how you feel. I could even argue that you're taking your sweatshirt shirt off during the winter too, so that should matter too. But we have to be using products.
Yeah, the point that you're making here is that no one's going to deny the seasonability of the wraps. Like, they sell more in the spring and summer than they do in the fall and winter. That's just how it happens. I mean, people are more concerned with how they're looking when they're out on the beach or when they're out with their shirt off. That's life.
When you can put more clothes on, you can hide stuff, but you can't ever hide the way you feel. And so if you're waking up every morning and it becomes greens become like this fix for you to make you feel better and just be more peppy, then you're going to want to use those every day. I promise you that. So, okay, so let's give some quick tips as we end this Periscope out. Some quick tips on how to make that volume. So are you charted to Ruby and you're trying to get that volume? Are you charted to Emerald and you're trying to get that volume and get that Emerald bonus of $2,000? Are you going Diamond this month because you're fully charted out and you're missing about $2,500 in volume and you're like, I don't know how I'm going to make this work? Are any of you all in that same boat? I can imagine. Give me hearts if you can feel that. Quentin and I just had breakfast and I said to him, you know what? If I was that close to a promotion, I would make it happen.
No, what you said is that I'm still, after 4.5 years, I'm shocked at how people think that promotions just happen. And you said, and I quote, promotions never just happen. They never just happen. You have to be intentional about them. And so
everybody talks about they want it to organically happen. They just want a runner in their business to come out of nowhere and just take over and get a $400 and find people in their business to do the very same. But the reality is what?
Look, I'd love for gold to just show up in the creek behind my house, but it's probably not going to happen.
Say that again.
Right?
It's not like a Tommy Boy thing.
It's just true. I mean, like, I could don't get me started on Tommy Boy quotes. But the moral of the story is things don't just happen. You have been perfectly equipped by God to go out and make things happen. Like, I love the people that are like, oh, I'm just going to pray about it. Well, great. pray about it, and then let's do something about it.
God calls us to action, you
That's
guys.
right. So
He
the
calls us to
action is, the tip is this, always be planning ahead. So don't assume that because you're working on a promotion to Ruby or your promotion to Emerald, that all those other people that are involved in that are worried about your promotion.
They're not.
You have to be on that. You have to be talking to those folks. You have to be communicating with customers. You have to be communicating with the distributors you have. Don't assume that your promotion is going to be completely based on their awesome ability to do everything on their own, because it isn't going to happen that way. I promise you.
No, it absolutely will not. Nothing in life happens just because. It's not just happenstance. It doesn't just happen organically, guys. As much as we all want to say, oh, I just went diamond, it just happened. It doesn't happen. There's going to be a lot of blood, sweat, and tears involved in that. There's going to be charting involved in that. Charting.
Which means talking
yes.
to your people. Right? What's another tip?
From the very beginning of the month. Okay, so I said this earlier, but I don't want it to be forgotten. You need to make sure that you are going through your entire downline in your tree viewer and make sure that all those loyal customers are hearing from you. You are their upline. Do you realize that? Now, you don't have to take the place of another distributor, but you can certainly step in to be a source of support and just say, you know what? I know you're in great hands, but I've noticed you haven't ordered in the last several months. Did you know that you have the opportunity to not only get free shipping, but you have wholesale pricing for life? I would love to help you to make your next purchase. Have you tried our grains? Have you tried our new product called the Cleanse? That's a great tip.
I agree. So I'm going to let you in on a secret, because it just occurred to me that this isn't a secret to us, but it's probably a secret to you. So people always want to know, like, what do you guys do to be successful? Like, what is your secret? I know it's not just the steps to success. There's got to be something else. So I'm going to tell you what the secret is. I have seen my wife spend hours upon frustrating hours glued to that stupid tree view. And for a long time, I didn't understand what she was doing, right? But she was spending so much time invested in understanding what was going on in her organization, where it was going on in her organization, and putting all that together. It didn't just happen. She orchestrated it all. And the most powerful tool you have at your fingertips is your mouth. The second one is going to be your tree view, because in that is the lifeblood of your business. She lives and dies in that tree view. She spends the most time in that tree view watching and following on what's going on in her business. It's like the pulse of your business, and you see it all. So if you're not spending a lot of time in your business in your tree view, you're missing the whole point of everything, because your tree view is showing you everything that's going on, right?
Yeah, it's your business. It is, people tell me that they're working hard, and they'll text me and they'll say, I'm going up for a promotion. I'm really working hard. I'll say, okay, let's go to your tree view and check it out. Because you know what? Your tree view doesn't lie.
That's right.
It doesn't lie.
That's
your
right.
e-suite does not lie. Your e-suite's going to show me if you're working or not. Now, there is a planting season in this business, but you can't continue to keep planting. You have to cultivate, and you have to harvest those. And sometimes being able to harvest those is pushing people off the ledge, is making those specific questions come out to them to get specific responses. To get your promotion by the end of the month, you have to ask specific questions.
Really
you have to ask.
You got good tips.
Thank
Ask the right
you.
questions, get the right answers.
That's right.
We have a video on this on our YouTube page. If you go to YouTube and just type in Conway Adventure, you have a tip. I can't even remember the name of it, but it's kind of like midway in our videos. But it's about it's not called How to Close Deals, but it's a video about asking the right questions, get the right answers.
Yeah.
And that's perfect, because if you're not shaping your questions in the right way, you're not getting the right answers to your questions.
That's right. So, I just had another tip, and it just flew.
Well, good. Well, you're thinking I'm going to say something. I saw someone filtering through the comments. Oh, I've been in this business for a year and I'm still a distributor. Then change that. If you're still a distributor after a year, it's because you're not doing something right? Everything about what we do works. The timing is perfect. The product is perfect. The business model is perfect. Everything is perfect. So that only leaves one thing that we need to tweak. You. So what are we not doing? And I guarantee you 99.9% of the time, what needs to be tweaked about you is effort. Like, get out there and do something. Stop thinking that you're doing something because you made a post on Facebook that 5 people saw, and you made it once and nobody commented on it, and now you're upset. Change something about what you're doing.
Yeah, absolutely.
Change your approach. Mix it up. You got to do something different. If you've been in this for a year and I'm still only a distributor, that's your choice. Change it. Change it. And that changes it you change that by action. Change something about your actions.
Yeah, absolutely. I love that, because I think so many of us, and I've been just as guilty, as I've made a couple posts on Facebook today and no one's responded. You know what? Posting is not asking. So get out of your mind that making a post is asking somebody to join your business. Get out of your mind.
Not asking. That's a meme. Somebody make a meme. Posting is that. Here, I'm going to screenshot this.
Hold on. I don't know that I can. Hold on just a second.
You got to make a screenshot.
No, I didn't do screenshot because that didn't work. I can't do that. So posting is not asking. You actually have to go and ask those specific questions. So if I've made a post looking for 5 brand new distributors to build a Ruby team, I'm not saying to them, hey, Susie, you would be awesome at this. You should join my team. I didn't go that step to say that. So we have to make sure that our posting is consistent, but not think of our posting as actually asking people to join our business.
Hey, I got bad news for you. Facebook analytics. If you have 500 friends on Facebook and you make a post, maybe 4% of them are seeing it, right? So that's 20 people, and you don't even know what 20 people that just saw that is. So don't think in your brain that because I posted something on Facebook that I asked them to join my business or that I asked them to try a product. You did not, unless you were messaging them or talking. Talk.
Your mom probably just saw that post and she didn't even know how to respond.
That's funny.
Okay?
That made me laugh. My mom.
So you have to make sure that you're being very, very intentional and asking people to join your business. That goes back to the loyal customers, the same aspect. So what we have to realize is this. I am a firm believer, and I know Quentin would back me on this, but to say that, right, when you bring new distributors onto your team, that volume is going to happen. Those loyal customers are going to come. If you're teaching them worth of steps to success, and you're teaching them to get their four customers immediately and teaching them that this business loves that sense of urgency, and you're signing and recruiting people, those loyal customers, that volume's just going to happen. It's just going to happen.
I have a tip piggybacking on that tip because, first of all, you need to be sharing this because people need to hear the truth, and this is truth that we're speaking. When you bring people into your organization so that customers come, I believe that. But I believe that's true because of how we train our people. When we sign people up in that first 30 days, we talk about nothing except for one thing. What is it, Lori?
Customers. You have to go get your 4 customers and do that within 72 hours.
That's it. I don't preach to them about this giant organization or that you can be way up here. No. What do we talk about?
Customers.
What is it again?
Customers.
Are you sure? There's nothing else?
Customers. Because let me just say, it's a lifeline of our business. Mark Pentecost talks a lot about It Works Global being the customer generating machine. What was the ratio, like 8 to 1?
I don't know. A lot to a little.
A lot to 1.
It's a lot to the little. That's what it is. That's the ratio. Quote it. A lot to a little.
A lot to a little.
Right? So our business flourishes because we focus people on we don't overcomplicate things. Keep it simple.
I made the meme and sent it to you. Thank you, because I can't figure out how to screenshot.
All right, here's my last tip, and I'm out because I'm getting hot in this Jeep. So here's the moral of the story. You've got to focus on being intentional about what you're doing and be smarter, right? Be intentional and be smarter. If you're looking for volume comes from customers. There's no doubt about that. You have to be intentional about asking people, not thinking that you're asking, but actually asking, and be smart about how you're doing it. If it's the middle of February and wraps aren't flying off the shelves, great. Then find something that will. And that's usually going to speak to them on a health level or an appearance level. And so think outside the box, right? Think outside the box. Volume is what matters right now. Customers always lead to volume. And when you sign those distributors, going back to what you were saying, with distributors, we focus on training them in the first 30 days. It's all about volume. It's all about customers. It's not complicating them with understanding this business concept, because people can understand. They can understand this very simply. When you sign up, I don't know what to do. Where do I start? Here's where you start. Find 4 people that know and love you enough to try some of our products. Go to those people, ask them to try it, get those 4 loyal customers, because we're going to get you $120 in free product. And after that, we're going to start talking about how to build a business.
Yeah, absolutely. Because
Quentin is out.
Because customers are where our business is at. We get paid to share this product with people and get people in love with our products and find people to do the very, very same thing. Customers are the lifeblood of our business. There's a lifeline of our business. And so get your charts out today. You have 7 days for the end of round 2 to make magic happen. Get on your feet, throw those punches, start asking specific questions to get specific responses, and go get your volume. Do not accept 7 days out to the end of the month that you're just going to be where you are today. Go executive, go Ruby, go Emerald. Help somebody on your team go executive. Help somebody on your team go Ruby, because you know what? When you help others and pay it forward, guess what happens? Your dreams come true too. So you have to realize this business is not about you. It's not about you. It's not about you making your goals. It's about teaching your distributors to run for theirs and helping them to achieve their goals. And when you can help them to achieve their goals, guess what's going to happen? You're going to have an overabundance of success in this business. I truly promise you. So I love you guys.
Lori, you're echoing in the neighborhood, and I'm videoing you periscoping. How do you feel about that? The whole neighborhood is echoing. Echo.
He's seriously a crack up. Anyway, make a count. Make your month count. Don't work a couple of hard days out of a month and then give up. It's not time to give up. When you feel like giving up, that is a time to push. You got to keep pushing, and when you do, magic will happen. I love you guys. We'll see you soon. Go make it count. And you know what? When you promote this month and you help your team to promote, because it is about your team, make sure you're shouting that out on Facebook for people to hear and see and acknowledge them, because you know what? When we can love each other out loud, that really speaks volume about not only our business, but about our organizations. And I would love for you to tag Quentin and I on those, because we want to celebrate your successes with you. So go Ruby. I see that. Go Ruby, go Emerald, go Diamond, and help your team do the very, very same, and you will soar. Love you guys.